Hello, as you can see by the title of the video, today we're going to be watching. We're not going to be watching anything. Today we'll be reading some of the craziest, most disturbing stories that the internet has to offer. So strap in and let's see what this Hot Pocket's got cooking. I was hammock camping while riding my motorcycle through Arkansas. I had a dream that I was getting pulled over by the cops on my bike. The flashing lights were super bright in my eyes. As I woke up from my dream, I noticed my blue hammock tent was lighting up like flashing police lights. I immediately felt an adrenaline spike and went into full flight mode. Packed my things up faster than I could even put my boots on, hopped on my bike in my underwear, and rode a mile to the top of the campground where the showers were. The second I stepped into the shower cabin, the sky opened up, and cloud to ground lightning started striking trees in the campground every 10-15 seconds. I could have been hit by a lightning strike had I stayed sleeping between two of them. For our next story, it says, I was scuba diving in Asia. Three of us went to a reef that hadn't been dived on before, which bottomed out at like 50 to 70 meters deep. 5 minutes into the dive, we all got a very bad feeling like we were watched. Ignored it, but the feeling wouldn't go away. Further, 10 minutes into the dive, we all watched the silhouette of a white shark glide slowly past, right on the periphery of where we could see, then glide back in the other direction a minute later. The decompression stop to get out was the scariest 3 minutes of my life. That is insane. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I mean, you get chased by something underwater while you're deep diving. You can't just come right up to the surface. You'll get the, what is it called? Decompression sickness or something like that. So our next story is about a little girl's disturbing encounter in the woods camping. Starts My little sister and I went camping in the woods when we were kids. We'd seen this bald guy with a blue shirt and a dog walking around, which isn't unusual for the area. For some reason though, I just got this tight feeling in my chest, and my sister must have too, because we both gave each other this look. I don't know what it was that made me do it, but I took a photo of the back of him as he was walking away. A while later, we see the same guy again near the lake. He comes over and asks about the tent we're carrying, where we'll be setting it up, and if we're camping with our dad. We say, yes, we're just going to see him now. A lie. We walked up a fork in the path until we were out of view, then jumped down the path, hidden by the bushes, and waited behind them on a parallel trail for a bit. The guy watched us walk off, pretended to play with his dog until he couldn't see us, then turned around and ran up the path after us. Thankfully, he didn't see us hidden and carried up on straight where he thought we'd gone. We decided camping was a bad idea and went home. That evening, my mom showed us a post in a local residents group, which was a picture of the same bald guy trying to break into somebody's house. Our next story is about a disturbing situation on a roadway. Our writer says, I was driving home from visiting family further south. In order to get into Fallbrook, you have to travel along this dark and windy street called Mission Road. It's already a super dark night, about 11 p.m., and it's a little foggy as well. I'm slowing down and coming around this slight bend in the road, and all of a sudden, the hair goes up on my neck, and I feel incredibly anxious. About 5 seconds later, a young woman jumps out of the bush directly ahead of me on the left-hand side of the road, while waving her arms in the air and gesturing frantically for me to pull over. I swerved a bit to the right, slowing down even further, but I did not stop. She was young, maybe early 20s or even late teens, and a little dirty, and I was immediately conflicted over continuing to drive, but something told me to not stop under any circumstances. I got further up the road, slowed a little more, and then dialed 911 with a shaky hand. The dispatcher said she'd send someone to check, but encouraged me not to feel badly. Apparently, there had already been calls about this girl over the last hour, and they were unable to find her when police followed up. I heard a few weeks later about some carjacking robbery attempts in the area. Very relieved I listened to my instincts that night. For our final story of the night, we have another disturbing close encounter with grave danger. When I was a teenager, me and some friends were hanging out around midnight. A caravan drives past slowly with a few people looking out the windows. We all look at each other quietly, and the caravan pulls into a nearby parking space. We all get up and walk to our bikes because something really feels off. A few minutes later, we heard someone shout, and as I turned around, there was 5 to 6 people getting out with metal pipes and other things in their hands. We ran so fast. Nothing happened, but I'm 99% sure we were about to get beaten and robbed. Thank you so much for listening to some disturbing stories of the internet. Not only should you take away entertainment from this video, but I would say also just trust your gut. Go with your instincts. If something feels off, it might be off. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have your own disturbing close encounter story, you can put that in the comment section. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Thank you so much. Peace.